picture is awesome.
Yes. Welcome to another edition of the Tell the Truth podcast. I am your host, D. Taylor, and yep, that's her. And we are actually learning how to produce our own show.
We're learning a whole lot of things this week.
So while we're doing that, we're going to share, like and share stuff on our other pages for the Facebooks and the
Is this is the other camera? Like, why is this so different?
I think it's because of the way we got the lights now.
Okay, I like
this.
this.
The lights. These are the so
I
fresh
ain't
and
got no makeup, but I'm glowing.
The fresh and so clean lights. So we wanna thank y'all again for tuning in and checking us out on all of our different.
You know this says Coing back on lockdown.
That ain't supposed to be what that said. I changed it and it didn't change. I'll change it later when we edit the video, because we're talking about the holiday season.
It's the holiday season.
The holiday season.
I don't know the rest of the way.
Something
about a peppermint stick.
Something like that. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite things to do, some of our own personal traditions. And I have to get used to actually looking into the camera and talking to you guys. And so we're going to be talking about also how to deal with the stresses of the holidays. And we know everybody has lost somebody during this year. I have not talked to anybody that hasn't lost somebody this year. So we want to make sure that we get all of you guys. We talk about some of the ways we discuss how to cope in this holiday season.
We just team over here, just typing.
Yeah, just bear with us for one moment, please.
Okay. While you done?
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
All right, so y'all know we like to start. Well, first of all, hello, because we haven't talked to you guys.
About a month.
Maybe. Well, let's see.
It's about a month.
Yep, over a month. My last notes were on 11/15. Yeah.
It looked like we're in a real studio today.
I mean, these lights is doing something. I can appreciate it. Let me cut my volume down because I don't want to be like when the people go live at church, they pull up. You sitting in the front. So this is one of the perils of virtual church these days, And what what you have to do is turn your media volume all the way down before you look at Facebook and YouTube Live while you sitting in service.
Are you talking about your mother?
I'm talking about everybody. I've heard so many people do this. Like, it's crazy. Like, they go to pull up the Facebook stream or the YouTube stream and they forget to cut the media down. And so now you got feedback or whatever's going on in service. Yeah. But just so y'all know, well, we ain't gonna have to experience that for a little bit now since the topic, the name of the show is going back on lockdown. But we not going back to like live church for a while.
Yeah. The name of this show, even though it got the wrong title, is the holiday show. How we gonna talk about? But we have decided just a little bit of behind the scenes, because most of y'all know by now that I am a pastor, and we have decided I need to get a monitor up that way. That we decided for Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving, this is going to be our last in-person full-fledged service, and until the new year, and probably about a week after the new year, to be able to, because we saw the number spike going up. And we just wanted to be on the safe side, so we kind of did some things to make sure. Because now, even in church, people, even though they're there, they have gotten so used to looking at church service on their telephone.
Right.
So you got to cut your volume down if you want to communicate with people on it. What up? That Clint, my boy Clint. That's Clint.
Hey.
Clint is on. Clint, I was with him. I just left from over there, and so Clint is on, and so we're just.
This heat is kicking. I'm gonna cut that. Go ahead. I'm gonna cut.
So
it down.
it's colder in our basement because our thermostat is upstairs, and heat rises to the top. And what we do the show at is it was cool down here. And when I work out at home, I have a heater in the room I work out in, to get my body temperature up. And she said, I'm gonna have to bring that in here. That joint is a monster.
I'm sweating, and I got on a sweatshirt, so
yeah, that bad boy is a monster. It was on my back. I had to move it off my back.
So, that's why it ended up on me.
Yeah, because it was burning my skin.
Them old school heaters. That's what it is. The ones that turn red, so you know it's hot. All right, so we gonna
get your pop culture out the way first.
Get the pop culture things out the way. We didn't have a whole lot since we've seen y'all. I didn't want to backtrack too far. But most recently, let's start with Grand going in on the red tabletop. Ooh. So Jada Pinkett's mother. Did you not see? Okay, so you've never watched Red Tabletop? Not one episode?
I've watched it a couple of times, but it really... when they got to that August Alsina mess, I kind of stopped
Which was a good episode.
That joint was funny. It was funny to me.
And it spiraled into like 3 other episodes that they had because of that. No, so, I mean, they know how to gather up the people so they can keep watching.
And when them two... I just thought it was super acted out.
I didn't think so. I think they were genuine. But anywho, so put it this way. All right, so the situation where Aunt Becky, she's going to jail. Her and her husband, Massimo.
His name is Massimo?
He is the Massimo from Target.
From Target?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yeah. No, that's Isaac Mizrahi.
Mizrahi.
No, the Massimo line that they sold at Target. He is the creator of that line.
Okay.
He is married to Aunt Becky from Full House. Mm-hmm. Okay. So y'all know they paid the people for both of their daughters to get into these
and schools. They ain't even want to go to school.
Well, this is what happened. So they are serving their time. I think they're supposed to be getting less than 6 months or so. Whatever. Either way, they're going to be fine.
But then they said a black lady to go into jail for 5 years.
For using a different address for her kid to go to school. But that is a topic that came up about her privilege. So her people reached out to Red Tabletop people, to Jada Pinkett Smith, and was like, the baby girl wanted to come on here and explain her side because the video did come out, and she was like, I don't even want to go and blah, blah, blah. I don't need school, such and such and such. So in a nutshell, she said it took her parents going to jail to realize her white privilege. And let me tell you how the grandma was not having none of this. First of all, the grandma said up front, Jada Pinkett's mother, she was like, I don't want her on here. Mm. She said that from jump before the baby even got on the screen. She was like, I don't want her here. I got a problem with what she said. Why is it? And she raised a good question. She said, why is it that you as a white woman reached out to a group of black women to try to explain yourself? You didn't ask to go on Ellen, even though Ellen on punishment. You didn't ask to go on Kelly Clarkson. You ain't asked to go on none of those talk shows, but you wanted to come on to the Red Tabletop with 3 black women to try to explain how you recognize your privilege. So the grand was like, I'm not having none of it, but y'all go ahead and interview her. Jada, you run this thing, so whatever. So she had her on there. And they asked her some pretty pertinent questions. But it was obvious it was 2 different perspectives. Mm-hmm. Jada was like, I can understand, this child is embarrassed. You don't ever want to, the way we can come together as people is if we not write somebody off. She's learned her lesson, you wouldn't want.
But how come white people always get to learn their lesson?
And that's what her mother's point was. It's like, how come they can come and apologize and get the pass? We are supposed to be the forgiving people, but let it have been one of us i.e. Michael Vick, and he's still trying to live down. You know, they can't come on a TV show and apologize and it's genuine. Us as a people.
Because you know Michael Vick still getting boycotted for being on...
This is the point.
The Undisputed show.
This is the point. Like, we cannot, as black people, get onto television and go and say our just due and how we have served our time, paid our dues, and then go on a television show. It's like, okay, I've learned my lesson. I genuinely apologize, and these are the lessons I learned. And they're like, no, you're not forgiven. But yet and still, you take persons that are not of color and give them the same outlet, and it is all is forgotten. And so we have to 10 years later be like, remember that time? No, I don't remember. For some reason, it goes into the sea of forgiveness. And never to be heard from
they Jesus.
Again. Exactly. So the interview was pertinent to me because the grandmother made it very clear, like, you are privileged. You gonna come on here and say that you're sorry, and we gonna move on. At the end of the day, you may have, because she was a Instagram or YouTube. She's an influencer as well. But she lost a few sponsors. She lost a few endorsements. The end of the day, your mama is still Becky and your dad is Massimo. Yep. You going to be fine.
Yeah, you going to be all right.
You are going to be okay. So she could not understand why it was so important for her to come on to this show to say her piece, and we are expected to forgive her and keep pushing. So it was go back and look at the interview, because the grandmother made it very clear
that she won't have.
I'm not having none of this. Jada, you can do your thing. You know, Willow is of this newer generation. They give a lot of chances, even though they are also part of the cancel culture. But she was giving her a pass, so they had a whole lot of passes for this baby. But the grandma was not having it. So yeah, go watch Red Table Talk if y'all get a chance. It's on Facebook. Watch or whatever. I also wanted to talk about so the verses last night, which we didn't watch it.
Show me what you like.
I like E40 and I like Too Short, but there I can probably name on my hand collectively the songs.
Go ahead.
That I favor from them. I'm not a fan.
I was a big Too Short fan in my younger days. I love Too Short. I really wasn't a big E40 fan, but E40 was a Bay artist that has a lot of game, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of stuff he did as a philanthropist and also as a businessman, and showing how we can all be great business people. But I'm not the verses, a lot of it has worn off on me.
You tired of
it? It used to be a must-see, a must-do appointment watching.
I think if we go back on legit punishment again.
Yeah, if we go back and we can't go nowhere.
Yeah, now that people can go out, I'm sure that it has worn off.
To me, I think the E40 Too Short was a strong West Coast vibe on that. Even when they did the Snoop one, they had DMX on there. Right. So it kind of got it balanced out. And if you listen to a lot of their lyrics, they're talking about a lot of pimping and a lot of,
stuff a whole lot of people can't relate to.
I mean, it was cool, but I'm not. Put it this way. I can still listen to a Snoop record, a Snoop album, a DMX album. I still can listen to a lot of stuff, but I don't know what Too Short or E40 is on my listen to stuff.
Put a pin in that, because that brings up, when I get to my last and final pop culture segment, put a pin right there. You. So I want to bring up the fact that the reason that the E40 and Too Short versus happened is because the first one was canceled. It was supposed to be, that versus was actually supposed to be Keisha Cole versus Ashanti.
Yeah.
Okay. At the 0-100 hour, they canceled.
Oh, baby.
They canceled that versus because, bless Ashanti's heart, but she had COVID. Mm-hmm. Now, Keisha done got dressed. She had a stylist in the room. You know, she had on an outfit. People that went out, they having COVID safe versus parties or whatever. And then like an hour or two beforehand, they came out. It's like, she's not going to be able to be. Now, did she not know she had COVID the day prior to?
Well, it all depends on when you got tested and when the results come back.
But she knew she wasn't well and healthy. You went and got a test. You see what I'm saying? You went and got, and that's my thing with people that go out and they get, you got a test, but you still gonna keep maneuvering until your results come back. That's not how that's supposed to work.
If you get a test, you're supposed to go sit in the corner somewhere until your test results come back.
Sit down somewhere. That's not how that's supposed to work. You're not supposed to maneuver about your everyday life until your results come back. No, if you had a reason to go get tested.
But then this also talks about the whole versus culture. Because when versus started, it was, you going to be on my live on Instagram and we're going to do this and blah, 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 blah. Now it's 75 people in a studio or in a thing.
You got to bring the entourage.
You got to bring the entourage. We drinking, we smoking, we doing this, we doing that. And that's another reason I think it kind of, to me, it kind of wore off. Like the Snoop and DMX joint was kind of hype. But when we got to Gucci Mane and Jeezy,
well, that's because that's not our thing.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because I like, I'm a Gucci fan.
Okay,
I'm a Gucci fan, and I like Jeezy. But the fact that you have this animosity, all these people, all this stuff, it has become.
It was dramatized.
It's dramatized, and it's way is not what it was from the inception. Just like the Art of Noise. In the beginning, the Art of Noise, even though we love it, it was like for music lovers, for people that want to come, hang out, have a good time, and just chill. But then as it grew and became bigger, it became like the popular thing to do. Which, if it's putting money in somebody's pocket and it's blessing them, that's fine. But the original idea and the original way it started kind of was starting. It lost its luster because and us being in the crowd, it became more of a pushing and shoving. Not, oh, my bad, this stuff.
The respectable people were gone.
Yeah, and you basically got to now get a VIP section to get your,
Yeah. I get that. So the last topic before we get into our main, or the last pop culture reference I want to go to before we get to our main topic is, you mentioned Snoop, right? Mm-hmm. So two of your favorite people were, in my mind, very hypocritical this week. Okay, Snoop being one, T.I. being the other.
Oh. T.I. just need to be quiet, man.
I don't have any of these quotations correct, so I'm kind of put into it a nutshell, like what they said. So Snoop, first of all, was asked a question in reference to the WAP phenomenon, and
why are we still talking about WAP?
Somebody asked him in an interview. I mean,
okay.
But he said something to the effect of he wished that this was, he respected both of these female rappers, both Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi. He respected them as female rappers, but he wished they were more discreet. Hey.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Hey, let me finish. They were more, that they
ain't no fun if the homies ain't have none.
That they kept that under wraps. That they, were more, kept it more ladylike. You see what I'm saying? So he wished that was a thing that was happening, because your WAP is something you keep sacred. That's something that you gotta, keep to yourself until it is time to share that with your special individual. So he expressed the fact that he thought...
Didn't he produce porn?
This is why we are all in a uproar. So bring us to T.I., who said something similar. That, you know, he just hopes for women and, you know, especially with him having young girls in his family, young daughters, that they just keep that more sacred. You know, because you are special, and that thing you carry is so special, and it should be only shared with the individual that you think is should be shared with, that special individual. And so both of them said something similar, but the world wants to know why now, when both of you, your body of work.
This is the problem I have.
Okay.
We all talk about how special a woman's body is. Mm-hmm. But isn't a man's body also as equally special? Yeah. Because to me, I don't think a woman wants a man that's been slinging a thing around the whole town. I don't.
But let's be for real about how.
But it is.
It's a double standard.
It is a double standard. It's definitely a double standard. But because a man don't want a woman that's been slinging her thing around the whole town. But here it is now. This is the here and now. Y'all have made millions of dollars.
Exactly. This is the point.
Millions of dollars talking about bees ain't but then tricks. Talking about all the stuff you do. Talking about all the women you done slept with. But now, because the empowerment of a woman, and here it is too, it's entertainment. You really think that Cardi B and Megan are going around just doing it to anybody? And let's be honest, everybody that's in the age of probably, I ain't gonna say everybody, you are really sexually active between the ages of 18 and 30.
So do you think it's because they really matured, or they
40 and 50 years old?
So they're in a different spot from where this music was.
Because when they was in their 20s, they was talking about the same thing.
And I get that. So does that
I just
give them a pass?
No, it does not give them a pass, because it's art. You can't, because you don't understand the art, you can't degrade the art.
Right.
And that's how I feel about that. It is art. And because, alright, we went to the Philadelphia Art Museum a few years ago.
Yes.
And a lot of art that's in there are what? Of naked women. Mm-hmm. Not naked men, right, but naked women in the art museum. So now, because it is black women showing and thinking their body is beautiful, but they did not show a nipple. They did not show their hoo-ha. But they're showing their figure. And it's funny to me that now we are degrading, or they're trying to push that, or saying they ain't supposed to do this, they ain't supposed to do that. But Madonna was doing it in the school with that. Like a virgin. Okay. Touch for the baby. And then the whole MTV music when she was crawling around on stage.
It was controversial.
It was controversial, but she didn't get all the stuff
that Cardi and Megan got. Yes. For real, she did not.
And there is a male version of the WAP song.
There is, and it all boils down to, let's be for real. Not only does there lie a double standard, but there also lies because we as black women remain sexualized because of the past. They did that, to us from the beginning.
Do we remember hardcore? Do we remember Little Kim?
We do.
And Snoop is from the era of Little Kim. You did not hear Snoop talk about Little Kim.
No, because he was in the midst of it. So, but
this ain't some battles are not meant for you to even.
And that's my point. It's like this is a subject. If you respect them as rappers in this interview, if that's what the topic was about, like, what do you think of this song? I respect them as artists, and you keep it pushing.
And if you're gonna talk about Megan and Cardi, you have to talk about with the baby, little baby.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta talk about them dudes too. You gotta talk about dudes slinging penis.
But you have in the aspect of the interview, that's not what he was asked.
But
I think he just could have shortened what he was saying. Like if you wanted to take that somewhere differently,
mm-hmm.
then that wasn't the time or place to do so. You know what I'm saying? If you were asked about the song, reference the song and keep on moving. Don't insert. I mean, everybody has their opinion, but I'm just saying, don't say anything that would possibly make you hypocritical, because people gonna bring up
your past, and Snoop has one of the most very diverse, from hardcore to gangster to pop. Snoop has to the gospels, and I understand when we see Jesus and get the Jesus piece, but that music might not be for you at that moment.
Right.
And we have, just like, what is it? Is it Teddy Pendergram? Turn off the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we talk about turn off the lights, light a candle. And you look at this thing, you don't want to hear that in church. It's not the appropriate time. Right. But I also think a lot of music should not be played on the radio. That's me personally.
I think if you have the sense of the entire thing,
it shouldn't be played. If you have the sense of more than 50% of a song,
it's no need.
If the chorus is halfway just an instrumental, you don't need to play it on the radio.
That's true.
That's for all music.
That's true.
All right.
That was all I had.
All right. Kanye West is being sued by the Sunday Service Choir.
I knew it was going to turn into a curse
for $1 million of unpaid wages.
I knew that was gonna happen. There was way too many people.
But the funny thing, I'm saying, the whole choir, they only asking for $1 million.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
And
Mr. West, hello, Mr. West, wake up, Mr. West.
But I knew that was gonna turn into that. I knew from the jump that was gonna turn, and I'm sure he thought that me flying y'all all over this country on this airplane, providing these outfits, giving you the notoriety. Because the little girl that's on, they didn't win. She didn't win, but she was on The Voice. Mm-hmm. She sung in the choir. Mm-hmm. And they used it in one of her highlight reels, the fact that she sung, in this Sunday choir, so they can use it as notoriety. So I'm sure he thought, like, they ain't going to ask me for nothing.
Yep.
Well, what y'all sign when you sign up to sing?
And see, that's the thing. Most people get into this thing and not reading all the fine print, where he can say, well, I paid for this, I paid to feed y'all, I paid for the hotel, I paid, but you know what he pulled? A record company junk.
I'm telling you, that's what Kirk Franklin did to the family.
That what he pulled a record company junk.
The choir, yes. The choir.
The choir.
I mean, it was hundreds of them. There's no way in the world that you were going to be able to pay those people, unless, like I said, the agreement is, hey guys, you can use my name on your resume to go sing background, to go sing for such and such and such, and I'm paying for you to get on this plane and these outfits and all that stuff.
And sometimes the resume of saying you was part of X, Y, and Z
gonna get you in the door
in a lot of places. So,
but if that was not the agreement, then that's hence the lawsuit.
That is why the paperwork has to be right.
It has to be right.
All right. The Studio WB, is releasing all of their 2021 movies in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously. And a lot of people are upset. A lot of the actors and things, because they said they was blindsided, nobody told them nothing. I was like, look, as long as the movie that you went paid you, and you can't go and promote movies now anyway. And a lot of movies, a lot of people are not. I would like one day to get back into the movie theaters, but
I'm not in a hurry.
But I said one day.
Oh, okay.
One day. Like the Martin Luther King movie. One day. One day I would like to get back in, but hey, I got 5 people in this house. And I still take care of them for the most part. Mm-hmm. That means if we go out as a family, guess who has to foot the bill? Daddy. For the most part. And so if we can all watch a movie we want to watch together on something that I'm already paying for, I'm good. And now what's happening? I think a lot of these movies, Netflix have shown you, and Hulu have shown you, you can get a lot of viewers and a lot of things done without having to take it. You can get quality movies done without having to take it to the movie theaters.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because popcorn, you can get a whole over Redenbacher 12-pack for like $10.
Okay.
And have it hot out the microwave.
All right.
And the Chappelle Show, Netflix and HBO Max had put the Chappelle Show on their streaming services.
And he asked
everybody to boycott them and have them removed. Netflix has had it removed. Mm-hmm. I don't know about HBO Max yet. They removed it. Mm-hmm. And so because what happened was Dave Chappelle didn't have anything to do with it anymore, and it was owned by Comedy Central. So even though this thing would have get played and got viewers, Dave Chappelle wouldn't have still.
He wouldn't have got his coins.
Got no money.
So he's like, pull them.
Yep. And Netflix has an exclusive deal with Dave Chappelle, so they was like, "Hey, let me go ahead and take it.
Come back.
We want him to come back, and we ain't gonna throw out good money."
I think that's smart. Yep. I mean, to me, for the most part, besides that Monique incident, Netflix has pretty much always looked out for
the artists,
and the people that work for them, because they get free healthcare, okay, and days off, and free paternity leave. The daddies get the time off too.
You know, Captain One, when we was working there, they had that. I love that. But yeah, that's good, man. Look, we support Netflix with our free T-Mobile account.
Okay.
So, and as much as it's funny because now everybody there's a lot of different streaming stuff out there, streaming sites, and if you pay for all the streaming sites, you might as well go back and get the cable again.
Yeah, for everything they get, we might have to invest in Kevin on stage, though.
Yeah, we gotta support the brother.
We might have to support Kevin on stage.
We have to support the brother.
We gotta check that.
Hey, Kev, put us on your app, man. Tell the Truth podcast.
Okay.
Kev on stage. Y'all need something on the East Coast. I know y'all out west. We on the East Coast.
So we can go to bed.
But Jesus.
We gotta wait up for all this stuff.
Hey, look. And see, the funny thing is, because we support, I think I've gotten 5 or 6 of the comedy shows, and Tony Baker, shout out Tony Baker, Daddy Issues podcast, love it. But yeah, 10 o'clock, because we wake up early on Friday morning because it's a regular work day for us, 10 o'clock is pretty late for grown over 40s. And
we love the comedies,
yes.
But by the time you get to that last comedian, that's the word I'm looking. Ooh, it's time for bed now. By the time you get to that last comedian, we like,
it's the struggle. But see, that's what the great thing is.
It's good for 24 hours.
It's good for 20. The link is good for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got.
We're
gonna move into our holidays. Holiday. It's beginning to look a lot like
Christmas.
Everywhere we
go.
Yep. So we posted dinner, and we're gonna combine this because we posted did a Thanksgiving show. What's your favorite side dish? What's your top 5 side dishes?
Top 5? That's a lot of side dishes.
Top 5.
Mac and cheese.
That's number 1.
Number 1.
For Thanksgiving, top 5 side dishes Thanksgiving.
Greens.
Collards.
Collards.
Okay.
Collards. Dressing or stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't eat stuffing because we don't eat turkey anymore, so it's dressing.
Yeah, because stuffing goes into the bird.
Stuffing goes into the bird. Dressing is on the side.
Stovetop stuffing is
okay.
Delicious.
So stuffing, mac and cheese, greens, your mother's potato salad, specifically.
Yep.
And Yeah, that's a lot of. I say yam.
Okay, I was about to say. I know you gonna say. Don't forget the yams.
Yam.
But I don't eat yams, so it is for me. Macaroni and cheese. My mother's potato salad. Collard greens. Stuffing. Can I get some of that water?
Yeah, you all right?
One of
You
them
thought about that stuffing.
peanuts or something.
Pause for thirst.
I had some trail mix earlier, and something got in my throat. And cobbler.
Cobbler's not a side dish.
It is on my plate.
That's not fair because we were talking about side dishes. Cobbler's not a side dish. That's a dessert, and we didn't get there yet. No, that's not a side dish. You need another side dish. Then when we get to okay, all right.
Cabbage.
Well, you're not gonna do that.
So, all right, top two desserts.
I have more than two.
What's your top desserts?
My mother's lemon chest pie specifically, and your sweet potato pie specifically. I love patty, but not patty.
I've never had a patty pie.
Yeah,
I've never had a store-bought sweet potato pie.
I have. So yeah, if I have to pick two, but then if for three runners up, my mama's rice pudding, cobbler, and my mama's cream cheese surprise. Mama, all your dishes.
Sweet potato pie. Apple peach cobbler. Yes, that is delicious.
Okay.
Miss Dawn's carrot cake. My grandmother's pound cake. Any one of them you can pick. Sour cream, any one of pound cake, and vanilla ice cream.
That's in your top five?
Because the vanilla ice cream got to go on the cobbler. Vanilla ice cream can go on the sweet potato pie. Vanilla ice cream can go with the pound
I see
cake.
where you're going with
So
this.
it can it got to be in there.
Okay, I see where you're
In
going.
there like swimwear, baby.
Now this is Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Okay, alright. So, some don'ts.
Don't try nothing new on a holiday.
We know that rule. I hope nobody...
Don't put no raisins in the tater salad.
No raisins in the tater. Now, we have an issue. Your mother is the only person I know that actually likes cranberry sauce.
Nope, your Uncle Milton loves it too.
He likes cranberry.
The can, not the actual cranberries.
Don't make nothing.
It's the canned gelatin cranberry sauce.
Okay. Mom said thank you for the shout out. You're welcome. All of the dessert dishes. So those are the only don'ts.
Another don't. If you're not proficient at a dish, that is not the time to bring it, because you will be talked about terribly for the remainder of your life.
Somebody might bring it up occasionally. Until you redeem yourself. There are people that come back and redeem themselves. But not usually with the same dish. It's something else.
Also, if you're having an event at your house, hide the liquor that you don't want people participating in.
Well, that should be a must. Like, if you know you don't want nobody to put their hands on it. But some stuff is specifically for company.
Yes. Hide your good alcohol.
No, you might buy good stuff for company.
Hide your stuff that you want to have later.
No
because
tomatoes in it. Wait a minute, Ma. You know somebody that put tomatoes in the mac and cheese? Who did? Somebody put... Wait. No tomatoes in the mac and cheese? That's what she said.
I see it. I see the comment right there. I see it. I see it.
You don't have to tell us who that person is, but person don't do that no more.
And here it is. And here it is now too. one good thing from COVID, there probably will be no work potlucks ever again.
So y'all ain't got to worry about nobody cat that stand on the stove.
Hallelujah. Salvation and glory.
Real. Oh, that was your daddy's
That's
fault.
because my hands up.
Okay, don't do that.
Yeah, no more potlucks, baby. No more
No,
potlucks.
there are no more potlucks.
And it probably every event probably will be catered now because people can't.
Just about, yeah. I think we had a budget this year, so they ordered Mama J's for us. So
I had catfish.
Yeah, you could get catfish.
Oh.
We had up to $15 or $20 per person to spend on the menu. So we got to order whatever we want, and they went and got it. Yeah.
We ain't had one of them this year because I want nobody in the building. It's just,
We had to sit socially distanced.
Just little 6 people that's in our building. Yeah,
That should have been easier for them to do.
No, because what would have happened is the people sitting at home would have been mad. And then everybody would have had to order this and that and get
They should have paid for their DoorDash.
No.
All right, traditions. So we're going to name some traditions. Now, there are a lot of traditions that... Now, I know my mom was watching. We had a few, but I didn't know traditions until I met you. Now, y'all had quite a few of them.
One of my traditions one of our family traditions for Christmas is we always read the night before Christmas and the Bible verse, the Christmas.
Right, the actual Christmas story and the night before Christmas.
Yep.
See, I didn't start that until I met you.
Yeah, we had to read the Bible version first, then we came towards the night before Christmas and all through the house. We
watched the movie.
Which movie?
Twas the Night Before Christmas.
That's a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie.
No movie. We read books. Books with shorts. I can handle a short story. This poem.
Technically, it was a poem.
Yes,
it was a poem.
So yeah, it was cool.
Something we started. I don't know whether y'all did that in your house, but it's the cookies with the kids.
No, my mom started that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we that was a tradition, and we got because my mom is not been feeling well. We're gonna actually do the cookies here. Did Destiny tell you when we were gonna do the cookies?
When are we doing the cookies?
I don't know.
We'll let her decide.
Yeah, and I know everybody's looking forward to the cookies, even our friend Alvin.
Yeah. Okay, Alvin.
Alvin made my mama cookie list.
Wow.
Yeah, so
there you go.
So we gotta make the cookies.
And
Alvin said, "I don't care who making cookies. I just need my cookies."
We started last year. We waited till the kids got grown, but we did gingerbread houses last year. So we'll be doing that again. We have a kit.
We do?
We have a kit.
And now we're doing pajamas.
And we're doing... Sorry.
She went to a store that she don't even like to
I
go
was a
in.
little late this year with the coordinates. The Jingle Jammies were out from Old Navy. Target didn't even have theirs. And I was not trying to wait for Amazon to see what might show up. So I had to go to Walmart. I had to go to Walmart.
And a shoebox with apples and oranges and nuts and candy.
In a shoebox, though.
Why the shoe? Y'all didn't have no stockings?
I don't think there was... Well, they might have had a... But I can imagine my grandmother being like, "You better not put nothing in the stocking." Like,
oh no, that's another tradition. My mom always put an apple and an orange and a bunch of good candy.
She had some
good candy. The Reese's and the Twix and the Snickers. It was like you just got straight from Halloween. Then you got all the good desserts at Thanksgiving, and then you had a stocking full of candy.
Sound like a dentist bill.
Yes, and she actually put a toothbrush in a new tooth. We got a new toothbrush every year in our stocking.
Yeah, we've been slacking off the last 2 years with the good candy.
Cause
no stockings, no chimney.
We ain't got no chimney either. We ain't got no chimney.
That's what I said. I don't remember them saying that. We didn't have no stockings.
Look, my mama would either hang them on the wall or across the couch.
Right, I've seen both of those.
Yep.
Yeah, because Mom, we didn't have stockings, and we had a fireplace and chimney.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have no stockings.
But y'all Christmas tree won't by your fireplace and chimney.
Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't too far from it.
I thought it was downstairs. I thought you were talking about the house.
No, the house on, now we're talking about my adolescent house. The house on Fifth Avenue had a fireplace and chimney, and the Christmas tree was right there.
Yeah. Yep. And another tradition, my grandma would never take her Christmas tree down until it snowed. And if it didn't snow that year, this Christmas tree stayed up all year.
That would have turned my nerves.
All summer.
All the pieces. That would have turned my nerves all the pieces. I cannot. This has to go. This has to come down. It is time. Like, why would you? I can understand the snow decorations outside. Like, your mom's like, she don't take down her lights and stuff until after snow because it looks really pretty.
Or April, Christmas, Easter, whatever comes first.
The snow or Easter.
The snow or the resurrection of Jesus. Whatever comes. You go from the birth of Christ to the resurrection of Christ. Whenever it snows in between there, that's when we can take the lights down.
Again, that would have took me nerves all today.
Oh, you know what? Rail ain't go around there this year and put her lights up.
I don't think she would. We'll call her and ask. She might need something. All right. Anything else on your holiday list?
The traditions?
No, period. Because we're going to bring this in to a close.
Oh.
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh, one of the things, since I've been 6 years old, I have always been the first one up on Christmas morning. Even as a grown man of 3 children, I cannot sleep past 5 o'clock on Christmas morning. It is Christmas.
Let me tell you something. When this weekend roll around, if you don't lay down somewhere,
we gotta fix breakfast this year.
Okay,
so
but that don't mean 5 a.m.
Yeah, I can start whipping up the egg, whipping the eggs up and getting everything.
Well, you know what? You and Axel have a ball, cause he gonna be the only thing up with you.
Hey, y'all gonna get up and open these gifts up. I know that much.
Why?
Because it's Christmas.
Yes, and Christmas is how long? All day.
Yes.
It is all day long.
It's Christmas morning. Christmas morning is special. Christmas morning is special. But see, y'all was mad. Y'all got mad at me. I was like, do we have to wrap these gifts? Yeah, we gotta wrap the gift for what? Y'all won't open them up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
But that's defeat.
Do we have? Can we do it? Can we? Y'all grown now. Y'all understand the whole Santa Claus situation. So can we go? Can we do this the night before?
You want to open the gifts the night before?
Yeah. Rare said I told you 5 a.m.
No, we can't do 5 a.m. Well, I'm not opposed to the night before.
I'm not opposed to the night before because you can sleep in because all the excitement is gone.
Can you stop putting your arms up?
Yay! Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. We will ask the children.
Destiny says no. We asked her last year. She said no.
That was last year though. She might change her mind this year. Especially because I know she don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. I know that for a fact.
But see,
Rail said no.
Well, no to what? We can't.
Oh, to the Christmas Eve.
No to the Christmas Eve.
No to the Christmas Eve.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, no to the Christmas Eve. I'm spending the night so Puppy and I can annoy you at 5 a.m. Come on, Mom. We got plenty of room.
We got couches. Destiny got a bed she can share with you.
Come on.
And then Pops and Demont can sleep in the same room. And y'all ain't got to travel early in the morning.
That's true. Y'all can be right
Y'all
here.
can be right here.
Come on, spend the night.
They need some pajamas too.
Oh. I gotta go back to Walmart. Get y'all some pajamas. I sure show you a picture, y'all. I'll show the picture so y'all know what to get.
All right. Before we get all here, because it is the witching hour. I know a lot of us have lost loved ones this past year, not just due to the pandemic, but every year someone's losing someone special in their life. And especially around the holidays, it gets difficult to cope with. And what I would suggest to each and every person that's connect with people, with your friends, connect with your loved ones to help you deal with the loss or the missing person. And if you are a spiritual person, just understand that they are with God. And those of us who pray and believe in Jesus and believe in heaven, the Bible says absent in the body is to be present with the Lord. And the reason why we pray, the reason why we go to church, the reason why we study, the reason why we worship is to one day meet Jesus. One day meet our Savior. One day be with God. And they have reached that spot, that place. And so be joyous as much as you can. But always remember what they did and how they did. And remember, especially your older, like your grandparents or your father or anybody, remember that they had to cope and deal with things as well of losing people, but still honoring and having a good time around the people that's with them. And one thing that this pandemic has shown us is to cherish every moment that you have with your family and your friends, because tomorrow isn't promised to anybody. Tomorrow isn't promised to you. But you got to cherish the moments you have on this earth with the people you love.
And we just want to go over, and this is for not necessarily only people that have lost loved ones, but people that are alone now during the holidays. We want you to realize the fact that you're not necessarily alone. We want you to connect, like you said, connect with other family members or friends that may be able to help you get over, not get over, but get through the holidays, and remind you that you're not by yourself. So here are 5 tips that I found online. It says, manage your expectations. Remember that this year is different and may not feel like the holiday seasons that you normally had. Whether you're sharing a meal over Zoom or sending well wishes to family across the country, manage your expectations. Give yourself and those around you some grace. None of us have been through a time like this before, and we're all trying to balance and stay safe. So you're not expected to feel normal, and so don't try to grasp at that normalcy, because it's not normal. Number 2, pull back when you need to. If you need to get lost from everybody else, if you need moments alone, because somebody is constantly in your face, but you all right? You all right? Because that can get on your nerves too. On your last nerve. That can get on your nerves as well. Pull back, especially from social media. If you constantly looking at people and their family members, and that's triggering you, you don't have to be online. Number 3, reach out to loved ones, like we stated that before. Number 4, monitor your moods. The holiday blues are real, so it is important to stay in tune with how you're feeling. If it can be easy to put others before yourself during the holidays season, but remember that how you're feeling matters too. Practicing mindful journaling or even rating how you feel every day can help you better understand your emotions. Pay attention to what makes you happy and incorporate it into your daily life. And remember, it is okay to not be okay. You're not alone. And number 5, ask for help if you need it. So those are some quick things to kind of remember. Check yourself on. Check in with yourself and check in with everybody else. If you need the help, ask for it.
That's all I have. We have to do a end of the year show.
A wrap up.
And we're not mad skills. We'll do a wrap up because there's been a lot of stuff going on. For us to be half the year in quarantine It's been a lot going on, man. A lot going on. And we want to thank my friend Clinton Phillips, Phillips Perry Foundation. We're going to have them on in sometime in the first part of the year to be able to share what they got going on. Man, he's doing one of my dreams, man. He's gonna do a 5 or 6 year old school, second from kindergarten to third grade, something like that. Man, it's great. I want to do a school of arts. That's one of my passions, to do schooling differently, especially for kids and individuals that have a passion for artistic stuff, paintings, film,
especially now,
photography.
Lose those creative fundings.
Yeah.
Kids gotta maintain.
Maintain.
They need the support,
yep,
for sure. So thank you, Clint, and thank you for the compliment. Absolutely, I appreciate it.
And I also want to give a shout out to Rail. He is training us to produce our own show.
Fly little birds.
Yeah, fly little birds. Get out the nest. Shout out to him for being there, and also check out the Fairfield FBC RVA's production. Rail produced the show. He was also one of the camera persons, audio editing. He is just doing it big.
He impressed me.
That was an awesome job. So shout out to him, and keep on growing, bro. Keep on growing. And thanks, Mom, for checking in, and all of our listeners. Don't forget we on Google Podcast, Spotify, every platform now. I think we are on Apple Music now. Yay! Amazon Music. Yay! We're on all the platforms, so we're gonna be keeping it going, keeping it cranking. In the studio 7206, and we are logging off. See you later. Love y'all.
Good night,
Peace.
y'all. Thanks for tuning in.